Welcome to Movie Xtra. Today I will show you a drama, thriller movie from 2002 titled, Swim Fan. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. Enjoy the video. The movie starts with Ben, who is a star swimmer at his high school and being pressured by his coach to perform well when scouts come to watch him compete. Ben also works at a hospital and has the perfect relationship with his girlfriend, Amy, but the two are under a little pressure since they are leaving for college and aren't sure if they will get into the same school. One day at school, he helps a new girl named Madison get her locker open by picking the lock with her hairpin. Madison tells him to keep her pin just in case she needs his help again. Ben's friend Josh tells Ben he has a thing for Madison, but she's staying with her cousin Christopher, Josh's bully. Later, Ben nearly hits Madison with his car accidentally, and takes her home, but she leaves her notebook of music in his car, so he goes to her house to return it. The two go to lunch and Ben tells Madison he had problems with drugs and stealing before, saying he's changed. Madison tells Ben she plays cello to escape her problems and flirts with him, but Ben tells her he has a girlfriend, which she is fine with, but she still wants to keep hanging out with him. The two go to a pool. He encourages her to come out in the water, but she can't swim and asks him to teach her. Eventually, she persuades him to be intimate with her. Ben hesitates, but they do. She asks him to tell her he loves her, even if he doesn't mean it, and he does. They promise to keep it a secret. But Ben starts having trouble focusing on swimming because of his guilt, and he is criticized by the coach and Josh. At a party that night, Amy introduces Ben to Madison as a friend and the two try to pretend like nothing's happened. Amy later goes to move Ben's car, but Madison tells Ben that she left her panties in his truck. Ben barely gets there in time to stop Amy. Ben tries to avoid Madison even after her attempts to flirt with him and talk to him online with the screen name SwimFan85, but Madison stops by his house and brings his mother flowers. Ben tells her to back off and Madison gets upset that he wants to pretend nothing even happened. The next day Madison sends explicit pictures of herself to Ben and is almost caught by Amy. At swimming practice, Ben discovers that Madison is now going out with Josh, so he assumes she's off his back. But she corners him in the locker room and wants to know why he hasn't been returning her calls. Ben, fed up, just tells her that he wants her to leave him alone, but Madison brings up that Ben told her he loved her. Flustered, Ben says she told him to but doesn't know what else to say and leaves. At work, Ben is in a bad mood. After somehow giving his favorite patient the wrong medication, the patient nearly dies. Ben is fired. Furious, he goes to school to find Madison playing her cello, which he throws down. He tells her to leave him alone once and for all, which she agrees to do. He decides to tell Amy the truth, but she's busy with work. They agree to talk the next day. At school the next morning, everyone knows about his one-night stand. Amy slaps him and storms out with tears in her eyes. The next day is the big swim meet. However, Ben's urine test showed traces of steroids and he is kicked off the team and disqualified. The scouts leave and Ben confronts Josh, convinced that he helped Madison. Because he had drug problems in the past, no one, even his mother or Amy, believes Ben. Later Josh and Madison are kissing in a car when Madison starts to call Ben's name. Josh gets angry and even scolds Madison for messing up Ben's life. Madison is upset. In the locker room, Ben finds a bat in his locker which he sets down. Then he goes for a swim only to bump into Josh's dead body floating in the water. His head has been smashed in with a bat and the police say it has Ben's fingerprints on it. They tell him to not leave town. Ben goes to Madison's house, but Madison is playing cello for her family. In her room, he finds a bottle of steroids and a hospital volunteer coat. Chris finds him there and tells him to leave or Madison will kill him, so he sneaks him out. With Chris's help, Ben finds out Madison was obsessed with a sports star in her hometown named Jake Donnelly, who was almost killed in a car accident that Madison survived. Meanwhile, Madison is shown in Ben's car dressed as Ben. She made a copy of his car key when she visited his house and she hits Amy on her bike with Ben's truck. The police are looking for Ben at the hospital while Madison is dressed as a worker and intending to finish Amy off. But she hears Jake Donnelly's name being called over the intercom and thinks she sees him in the hallway. She follows him to the parking garage only to find out it's Chris in Jake's jacket. She attacks him with a scalpel, but Ben stops her and holds it to her throat. She admits to Josh's murder and says Ben doesn't have the guts to do the same. Ben's friend Renee recorded the whole thing. Madison is arrested. Ben apologizes to Amy, who forgives him, and Ben returns home only to find that Madison has escaped and attacked his mother. Ben is knocked out. When he wakes up, he finds his mother unconscious and Amy missing. Ben gets in his car and gets a page from Madison that says "Feel like a dip?" He heads to the pool where Madison has Amy handcuffed to a chair. When Ben arrives, Madison demands Ben to admit that he loves her, but Ben refuses, so Madison throws Amy into the pool. Ben swims down to save her but is unable to lift the chair, and every time he comes up for air, Madison tries to hit him with a bat. He goes to Amy once more and finds Madison's hairpin, which he uses to pick the handcuffs and release Amy. Ben resurfaces with Amy in his arms while Madison tries to hit him again. He grabs the bat and pulls Madison into the pool while swimming out with his girlfriend. He gives her CPR to get her breathing again while Madison, who still can't swim, struggles to stay above water. Amy starts breathing again, and when they look out to the pool they find that Madison has drowned. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and leave a like if you'd like to see more videos like this.